Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my updated what to do when you're having a flare-up relief video. So I have an old video from a year ago and I do most of that still, but I added a couple things. So I just wanted to make a whole new video on like my current updated pain relief routine. So number one, sorry my hair is all over the place. Number one is the same. Water. Water. Drink water. I've stopped drinking aloe water because most of it has citric acid in it and other things that could hurt your bladder. So instead of drinking aloe water, I actually take an aloe pill. This is Desert Harvest Super Strength Freeze-Dried Aloe Vera. It was created, the company was created by a woman who had IC and started taking aloe. And 27 years later, she is still symptom-free, and she takes this. And so she made the supplement. It's straight up aloe, goes straight to the, well, you swallow it and drink water. And I feel like it just goes to the bladder quicker, and it helps with my pain and relief and whatnot. Because I've told you, I just discovered on my own drinking aloe water with the jellies, and it helped. And I bought like the aloe leaf, and I ate the jellies, and that helped. This is just so much simpler to take a pill. So I've added this recently to my routine, and I told you not to drink anything but water, but I was wrong. Milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so it's lactose-free milk, but specifically it is milk because it's soothing to my bladder, unlike substitute milks. So I just grabbed this again because I usually drink coconut milk, but I'm on this right now to help with my bladder. And it has vitamin D in it. Vitamin D is safe for the bladder. Vitamin C and vitamin B6 are not safe for the bladder. There are 4 amino acids that aren't safe for the bladder. But they did a research that most women who have IC are lacking vitamin D. So it just helps to have it. So that is what I drink. Another big thing when you're having an IC flare-up is to go on the IC diet. And I have here those little recipe cards I showed you before. And in my video on grocery shopping, I have the link to print these. They're just a free PDF. And it tells you what you can eat, what you can't eat, what's a try-it food. When I'm having a flare-up, I'm only eating in the green zone, and that's called the bladder-friendly zone. And I'm going to make a video on what I eat in a day, just to give you an idea of, like, you can eat foods. But unlike traditional blog posts on IC safe recipes, they're always using not just try-it foods, but caution foods. That is not IC safe. It might not affect your bladder, but I'm sticking specifically to the bladder-friendly foods, so I will show you a day in the life of what it actually looks like to only eat bladder-friendly foods. On top of that, back to my essential oils. I kind of changed how I apply them, though. I roll them right over my bladder. I think before I kind of went more down to like the labia, but my pain is in my bladder. So I use lavender. Lavender is for pain, so I roll lavender over my bladder. Peppermint is anti-inflammatory and it's very soothing. And then past tense is to help with your muscles. I'm not having like muscle spasms right now because I got the Emcellachur treatment, so I'm not currently using the past tense one, but you can. And on top of that, medication, medication. I'll tell you what I take. So the one medication that I am on always, every single day since I've had IC is amitriptyline, and the other name for it is Elavil. Now this is a triolytic antidepressant that's been linked to helping IC patients with their pain. So when I started this, I was on 10 milligrams, and I took it for a week, and they had me add 10 milligrams each week until I felt results, and I was at 60 milligrams. And then obviously over the years, since I've had IC for 8 years, we upped it to 100 milligrams right now, and I'm going to have an appointment with my doctor to increase it a little bit more, because like I said, I've been on it for 8 years, and you have to increase it, or if you're increased to the max, then you have to try another medication. So amitriptyline is my everyday medication, and then when I'm having a flare-up, what I take depends on what type of flare-up it is. If it's a type of flare-up that like inflames my bladder and makes it swell, I take just, you can get it over the counter. I just have prescriptions of it. Ibuprofen, 800 milligrams to help with the pain. And I take naproxen, which is an anti-inflammatory, and that's 500 milligrams prescription. You can get those from your doctor, your IC specialist, your OBGYN. And then something that my OBGYN prescribed me, one was cyclobenzapar, 5 milligrams, and it says take 1 tablet 3 times daily for muscle spasms. Right now it's not my muscles, it's just the internal lining of my bladder that's having the flare-up, so I haven't been taking those. But here's another medication that is meant for one thing but doubles as IC treatment, and this is hydroxine. This is a allergy pill, antihistamine, and they found that people who have IC and are taking antihistamines get relief from it. So my doctor prescribed me this because I usually have a flare-up when my allergies are flaring up, and she said that those are linked together. So it's only certain antihistamines, though, that can have a relief. So that's why I will take this one when my bladder is flaring up with my sinus and allergies, or I'll just take something that isn't proven because I'm not having a flare-up at that time. So it just depends what my flare-up looks like. And then the last thing I know is controversial, and to each their own, to your discretion, but I do have some opiates. Hydrocodone is what I have. I think this is generic for Norco. Here's the weird thing. I'm allergic to Norco, but I only get like hives like on the outside of my skin, so my doctor said it's okay to take every once in a while if I need it. Now, I've had this prescription for a while, so obviously the 8 years that I've had this, like, I obviously haven't used that much, but these are for just that day, the days where I can't even sit up out of bed. The days where I'm just crying in bed, I will take half a pill. I don't take a whole one because for me, my body responds weirdly, or I just am weird and I don't like the feeling of the opiate, but it does take my pain away. But I feel like warm in my chest and I feel like I can't swallow, and I'm just a hot mess, and my husband has to comfort me. So I only take half a pill, and that is rare. That is rare. I did take one this summer so far, but I haven't for my current flare-up because it's manageable and I don't need that. Ooh, I also forgot Pritium. You gotta take Pritium. Pritium you can get over the counter as like Azo, or it will say like urinary pain relief. It's the little orangey red pills. You take them, they dye your urinary tract, and you pee out like this color, reddish orange. And be careful, it could stain your clothes, so wipe thoroughly, but it numbs your entire urinary tract. So when I'm having a little flare-up, it's nice to just numb my bladder and to not really think about the flare-up that's going on. Similar to my other video, heating pads are my best friend. All the heating pads. I like all the heating pads. Now, some people use ice, and that is fine. I'm watching my parents' dog is probably gonna interrupt the video. Just waiting. She sees me. She's staring at me. I don't think she's coming up. Wow, she walked away. Sorry. She's loud and obnoxious. Some people find relief with ice. I like ice. I love being cold. I have a cold pool. But unfortunately, my body doesn't respond well to it. It doesn't like relax it and bring it like soothing effects like the heat does. So I will put, this is new that I got. This is a heating pad that wraps around, it's Velcroed to the floor. It wraps around your back and your lower back specifically, because that's where all your nerve endings are for your bladder. Fun fact. And then I just Velcroed it on, and I can only do like the first setting, and then I have to turn it off. But I put that on my back, and at the same time I have my heating pads on top of my bladder and across my hips. I really, I like this one because it's sectioned, it's sewed off, so the beads stay in their little section, and it's not like this one where they can just go anywhere and you have to like flatten them. When you heat them up, I like to spray them with water because I like a moist heat. and then I'll just lay them across my bladder, and I will have a foam roller under my knees to take all of the weight off of my pelvic region so I can focus on deeply relaxing. And when I don't have the foam roller, I put my feet together and let my knees, I put my feet together and let my knees fall out, and I support them with yoga blocks, and you just have to play with how it best makes you feel supported, but it really makes your pelvic floor open and relax a whole lot more. And I think that's it. Oh, I was almost under 10 minutes. And I will link below, like I did my last pelvic floor release video, the meditation and the different exercises that I do to help release my pelvic floors from Femme Fusion Fitness. She is amazing, and I always go to her videos when I have a flare-up, and they're super helpful and beneficial, so I highly recommend them. They're like 10 minutes each. Some are longer just because she goes over like all the different ones, where I focus on like pelvic floor release is the name of one of the videos, and it's a 10-minute video, and I do that multiple times a day when I have time, which is nice. So I hope that helped. Pretty much most of the things are similar, except I have some new medications. I added milk. I added the aloe vera freeze-dried. There is research studies on this. I will say that the research studies that the company did, it was like with 13 people. So I don't... Anyways, I already knew that aloe vera was helpful for my IC, so that's why I bought the pills to help. And then, like I said, you go back on the IC diet. I'll make a video on what it looks like every single day to eat the bladder-friendly foods. And that's it. So I hope this helps. I hope you get relief. Remember that you are not alone. I'm going to make a video on how to get diagnosed with IC, because I think that's the hardest for everyone. And I remember it took me 1.5 years to get diagnosed. And remember that on average, it takes 5 to 6 years for someone to get diagnosed. But I'm annoying. And like when something's wrong, I won't let my doctor let it go. Like something is wrong. So I know it's frustrating. I know you feel alone. You can go to the icnetwork.org website. You can Google IC support. And there's so many amazing websites. And there's helplines. I just don't give up. I know it's frustrating. I know you're in pain. I know you want the pain to go away. And I hope these things will help get you there, but it's also important to get in with a doctor who understands what IC is, specifically an IC specialist. Whatever hospitals are around you, like research hospitals, like we have the University of Michigan Ann Arbor Hospital, and they have IC specialists, and they do a bunch of research, which is really cool. So I also get bladder installations, is a step. There's like a treatment and the steps in the treatment. So medication was one. Pelvic floor physical therapy I've gotten before. I just did the Emsella chair. You can look at those videos I have about Emsella and how it's replacing the physical pelvic floor physical therapy. You just sit in a chair. It's kind of cool. I still get bladder installations to help the lining of my bladder because it's still irritated and raw right now. And I think I ate something yesterday that irritated it. Even though it was supposed to be IC safe, I don't think it is for my body. Or it was a multiple of other factors. Stress is huge for IC flare-ups. And I'm a teacher, so that's not great. But you find a doctor. Don't let them tell you, oh, well, it's not a UTI, so you're fine. Like, find a specialist who believes in you and who knows about the condition and who can help treat you. I wouldn't recommend going to just a urologist building with, like, grumpy old men because they know nothing and they just try to give you drugs, and that's not the way to go. There are better treatments where you can live a better, healthier lifestyle and be pain-free or in less pain. And that's the goal, right? To be pain-free as much as possible, but also to have like a good quality of life. So just keep going, keep trying. I'm going to make a video on tips and ideas on how you can get diagnosed faster, and like I said, just don't give up. I hope this helps.